Hola, buenos días, or buenas tardes, or buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, muy bien. This video is going to be very important. It's a continuation of describing surroundings, saying what things are, building the sort of basic patterns of the language. Just before that, I want to share something real quick. I just had this conversation, and while it's hot and fresh in the notebook, I want to point this out because it has to do with what we're doing. It's a new shape. It's a new idea. So three sort of floors of a tower. All right, going from strategic to tactical. All right, the patterns of the language are the base floor. Often people never get past just the patterns. People never get past just this level. So, like in a typical Spanish class, you're trying to figure out the language. You're trying to go, oh, okay, but this pronoun, like the parts of speech and so on. We're using the patterns to come up to floor two here, which are question cards, right? Which is halfway between the patterns and real people. So conversation with real people in real life, right? People think, oh, that's far off. No, it seems far off because it's the potentially the weirdest part, potentially the most uncomfortable part. Like, oh, I'm gonna try to speak Spanish with like in real life, like you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm better off just studying the language, and then you never get there, and that's the number one reason people don't actually get there. So anyway, just want to point that out as we move from strategic, which is kind of planning, to hyper tactical, like in the street. You know what I mean? Like, how do you manage a conversation? Just throwing that out there. Okay, here's a pattern that's very important. I'm going to switch out the word topic for verb here. The verb is I. Can you say that with me? I. For some reason, people find this, they overlook this. Like, it takes a long time for people to get this, to remember that this verb exists. Okay, so that's not gonna be the case for you because you're gonna go, okay, I'm gonna highlight this in my mind. Like Tony said, this is super important. It is extremely important. Okay, I, how does it translate? More importantly, what does it do as a tool, you know? So what does it do? When you look around your cube, now like imagine you're inside of a cube and things are there, whatever that cube may be, your house or your street or the whole universe. Like as you look around, anything that's there, you know, there's a car just drove. There's houses. There's. That's I. I. Okay, so there's a whiteboard. There's a door. There's a lamp. There's a fan. There's a mirror. Hay una puerta, hay una pizarra, hay una lámpara, hay un espejo, da da da. Okay? I. I works with nouns. It says there are, what are nouns? Person, place, thing, right? People, places, and things. People. I. Let's get the word for people. Gente. Say it with me. Gente. There are people, right? Like, hay gente. A lot of people. Hay mucha gente. Hay mucha gente. Okay? So if you're looking out the window and you say, oh, there's a lot of people, right? Or you walk into this party, there's a lot of people here. There's not. Conversely, no hay. No hay. No, there's not a lot of people. Is there a lot of people there? No, no hay mucha gente. Question, because we like to go to yes no question, right? Is there a lot of people? Hay mucha gente. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Sí. Hay mucha gente. Open-ended question, what is there, or I don't know, it doesn't really fit right here. So we'll just say that there's a lot of people. Is there a lot of people? Hay mucha gente. Sí, hay mucha gente. Are there a lot of people in your dance class? I don't know, in your Spanish, in your person, place, places, lugares, okay. Places, lugar. Say that with me, lugar. lugar. Places, lugares, okay? There are places. There are many places, right? Like, oh, are there any good places around here to eat? Oh, there's a lot of good places. A lot of places. Muchos, perdón. Hay muchos lugares. Hay muchos lugares. Yeah? Are there a lot of places? Hay muchos lugares for to eat. There are a lot of places to eat. Hay muchos lugares para comer. Yeah. Sí. Hay muchos lugares. Hay muchos lugares para comer en Chicago, you know. Person, place, thing, cosas, cosas are things. There are things. There are many things. Hay muchas cosas. There's a lot of stuff. Say it with me. Hay muchas cosas. Hay muchas question. Hay muchas cosas for to do. Are there many things to do, right? Hay muchas cosas para hacer. Say it with me. Para hacer. Para. See, you can flick your tongue against the para. Para. Hay muchas cosas para hacer, sí. Sí, hay muchas cosas para hacer, okay? Within the person, place, and thing categories, you could get into more specific vocabulary on people, places, and things. Okay, so how do you get more specific on the people category? You could say man, woman, child. No, you could say doctor, lawyer, student, teacher. You could say mom, dad. You could say family. Okay. Quick point on vocab, namely on nouns. That concept of learning a big picture, learning the category word before that's good practice. No, that has to do with the concept of frequency. Like if you think about it, you're probably more likely to say the word thing than you are to say any one thing. No, like if somehow you could track every word you've ever said in English in your entire life, you probably said the word thing some percentage more than you did any specific thing. You know what I mean? So know the word for person, and then maybe man, woman, child, you know, mom, dad, sister, brother, right? Know the word for place, and then get more specific. Inside of the house, inside of the city, inside of the... We'll do a whole thing on this at some point. But just to get the ball rolling, person, place, thing. That's your intro to nouns in Spanish. You ever notice that in the typical Spanish class, they don't get you started with those nouns? You know, like your first vocab in the Spanish class is like, who knows what, you know, according to whatever theme that chapter is. There's no good order to it. Anyway, you got to look around. Everything, there's houses out there. Hay casas. There's trees. Look at my window. Hay casas. Hay árboles. How do you say trees? How do you say... ChatGPT, how do you say... You could even go to ChatGPT and say, write 20 questions. In fact, do this right now. Go say, write 20 questions or statements. Write 20 statements in Spanish that use I. See what it says. It's going to say there's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. Okay? Do I need to teach you more than that? Like, you can just do it yourself, no? Get one open-ended question. What's up? What's there? What's around? Ki. ¿Cuántas personas hay? How many persons are there? ¿Cuántas personas hay? I think that's it. That's the smallest thing that we can say about this that gives you everything you need. Hay plus person, place, and thing. From there, you just multiply it. Like you okay, give me 20. Go to ChatGPT. Give me 20 statements using I plus people. Give me 20 I plus places. Ask me 20 questions. Get it? Question card of the day. What's there? That's really the only. K. I. What is there? What is there in this room? K I en este cuarto. What's in your house? Que hay en tu casa? "20 questions, 20 statements, all using I. See how many times you can use I is the point. All right. Any comments or questions you have, shoot me a message, and I'd be happy to address it. So, buena suerte, good luck, buena suerte. Hasta luego, ciao.